Are you struggling with sales on your farm? Are you not getting the traffic that you expected or the traffic that you need? Are your customers not using the options you provide to move your product, whether that's vegetables or meat? Well, I'm going to show you a way to increase traffic to your farm, to increase your profits on your farm, and most importantly, to make it easier for your customers to buy from you and easier for you to get your product to your customer. I know that probably sounds a bit like clickbait, but it's something we implemented on our farm that was very simple and has made a huge difference in not only our bottom line, but also in making it easy for our customers to purchase from us. So join us over these next few minutes as we inch closer to what I call the Amazon experience. And it doesn't matter what platform that you're using, whether you're selling on WooCommerce, Shopify, Gray's Cart, Barn to Door, any of the online platforms, this strategy will work. This is part one in a 3-part series where we're going to share with you how we get our pasture-raised products to our customers and how we connect land, technology, and community to achieve all that. Whether you're a seasoned homesteader, you're aspiring to start a farm, or you're already running a small farm, there's something in here for everyone, and I think you'll get a lot of benefit out of it. So what exactly is this strategy? Well, it's curbside pickup. I know, sounds simple, mundane, boring, but we're going to show you how we've taken this tried and true method of getting people to your farm to pick up products and turned it into something that's made it so much easier for us to move product and also so much easier for our customers to pick up product. This strategy, again, is part one in a 3-part series. Our next 2 videos, which will be the other 2 parts in the series, will deal with local delivery, and then we'll talk about farmers markets, which doesn't sound like it has a lot to do online, but there are a ton of online things you can do to improve how much traffic you get to your farmer's market booth and how many sales you're making at the market. So why use the internet and farm marketing to sell your products? All 3 parts, curbside pickup, local delivery, and farmers markets, involve using the internet and online marketing to increase your sales. As I said, this specific video focuses on curbside pickup. Sounds simple, but it can be an amazing part of your farm's income. So before we get into the strategy that we use, let's talk about why farm marketing online and why using the internet to sell your products. One of the big factors with farm marketing on the internet is online presence. In today's world, having online presence is like having a piece of land on the internet, a piece of land where people can see you, visit you, and learn about what it is that you do. As you grow that piece of land, meaning as you get more eyeballs on it, and you can do that with social media, different things we'll get into, that plot of land can grow on the internet. It can get bigger, more people see it, and more people in turn are looking at you and your products. It's basically about having visibility. There's a lot of farms out there and you want to try to stand out from those farms. Having an online presence and being able to tell your story, who you are, what you do, why you do it, is very important, and the internet is the perfect way to do that. You can use videos, you can use blog posts, storytelling. There's so many ways that you can market your farm and just basically let people know where you're at, what you're about, and how they can get products from you. By going online, we have access to a much wider audience. It's not like we're shouting over the fence or just talking to the people that we come in contact with about what it is we do. Going online puts us in front of hundreds, millions potentially of eyeballs, and a lot of those eyeballs probably want what you're selling, whether that's vegetables, pasture-raised beef, pork, chicken. There's just such a huge audience out there that could be potential customers for your farm or homestead. Even if you're like us, we try to stay local. There's hundreds of thousands of people in the city of Charlottesville that we're near. We're also an hour from Richmond and an hour from Lynchburg, and those have hundreds of thousands of people in them as well. So even if you're in a rural area, it still puts you in contact in a local capacity to reach people that you wouldn't otherwise be able to reach. Another benefit to being online is that you can showcase your entire range of products. You can literally put everything you have to sell right there in a simple format that those who want to buy your product or can get to your website can see. You can use it to spotlight items you want to move. You can use it to showcase new products that have come to your farm or homestead. And it's just a great way to get what you're doing out there in front of a bunch of eyes. Every farm has a story, and basically the internet is your storybook. It's your way of getting your story out there. A lot of people will buy from you because they want the products that you're selling. They're more healthy, raised regeneratively. But a lot of people will also support you just because they want to be part of your story. They want to help you in achieving the goal that you're doing. For us, that's just putting out clean food that's not chemical laden, the animals were raised humanely, and just putting out healthy food for people to buy. That's hard to find in local supermarkets and other places because of greenwashing, false labels, and the like. Your story may be about how you humanely raise animals. Your story may be how you're growing vegetables with using no chemicals whatsoever. Again, this is your place to tell your story and to tell your story to a whole lot of people. One of the important parts of your storytelling is your brand. You may have a logo and a farm name, and this is what builds your brand. It's who you are. It's what stands behind that logo that you have on your website, your packaging, and this is what people are going to know your logo to represent. It's your brand. Social media is a great way to get eyeballs to your website. Facebook, Instagram, X, there's a number of social media programs that you can use as basically a sounding board to say, hey, I have a website, this is what I'm about, this is what I do, if you want to know more, go here. And we use our social media to tell people that we have a website. We sell grass-fed beef, woodland pork, pastured poultry, we've got our hand-gathered eggs, and we use social media again to get that message out there, to let people know what we have. One of the important things that the internet and online marketing provides you is the ability to build an email list. I'm going to do a whole video on this down the road, but this is probably one of the most important things you can build for your farm. An email list is yours, and it's a way that you can reach people who have signed up for your list and want to hear from you about products you have, farm updates, farm tours, just really anything. And it's such a valuable tool for the farm for letting your customers know what you have and what you're doing. Again, when we talked about storytelling, that's a big part for a lot of people. They want to be involved in that story. They want to know your story. And an email list is a way to keep them updated about that story. We've hit on it a couple times, but having a website, that's a big thing. This is where your social media leads to. If you have a newsletter or email list, this is where it's going to lead to. Your website is essentially, when we're talking about your story, this is your story. This is where people find out what you're selling, what you're doing, what you're offering, and how they can interact with you to buy products, services, or to be part of your story. Selling online is like having a 24/7 farmer's market. You can have your products always up there. Customers can see the entire range of your products. They can look at it night or day, 24/7, and it's just a great way to get your products out there in front of people. Through our online efforts, we're not just selling products, we're building a relationship with the community. Each like, share, comment basically strengthens the bond that the reader has with our farm. So it's very important. The final thing I'll say about online marketing and why use the internet is that over time, you'll gather data, information, analytics, basically things that will tell you what your customer wants. You'll get sales figures, which products are moving faster. You'll know seasonally what's moving more so that you can be more prepared. And there's just so much you can gather from the information that the internet collects for you. So again, analytics generally is what it's called. And most platforms will have some back-end analytics that you can look at. Again, these can help you make better decisions for your farm, but it also helps let you know what your customers want, what they don't want, and things that you can do to make a better experience for them. All right, now that we've talked about online marketing and using the internet for your farm or homestead, let's talk about curbside pickup and the strategy that we've used to increase sales on our farm and make it easier for our customers to purchase from us. So one of the big parts of this strategy is we have an outdoor fridge and an outdoor freezer. Now, that can be a bit of an investment, but for Craigslist, you can actually find them pretty cheap. We got each one, I think, for like $150. And again, that's not nothing, but if you're running a business, there are some costs that you're gonna have to involve. And this one was one of the best purchases we've made on this farm. It has really changed the way that our customers interact with us, that we interact with our customers, and it's just made it so easy for them to pick up. Our initial curbside pickup started with coolers on the side of the road, and we would have customers order through our website, and They would have a pickup time 2 days a week between a 5-hour period. Usually it was 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Again, when you're putting things out in coolers, you only have a certain amount of time. That we sell frozen meat, grass-fed beef, woodland pork, pastured poultry, and we also do eggs. And that can't stay out in the cooler all day. So that was the reason for our narrow window. That narrow window, though, meant a huge inconvenience for our customers because they had that narrow window as well, and it's not convenient. You know, people have jobs, people have families, they have other things, and a lot of people didn't even get off before 4 o'clock. So it wasn't a great way, but it's how we started, and we learned a lot from it. Once we got our barn built, we had an area where people could come, and maybe you have something like this on your homestead or farm, whether it's a shed, a building, just something somewhere that you could put a freezer and a refrigerator. Once we did that, we were able to set up basically 24/7 pickup. What we did was we put our freezer and our fridge outside. People would order online. It was our curbside pickup program. Once they ordered, they would get an email saying your order will be ready in 24 to 48 hours. That gives us time to get the order ready. And then we would place it in the fridge or freezer once it's prepared. Eggs obviously would go in the fridge. That's what that's for. And then everything else would go in the freezer. And then we send out an email once it's done saying, hey, your order's ready for pickup. Pick up anytime, Monday through Sunday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. What that did for our customer is made it really easy for them to be able to order and know that they can pick it up at their convenience. There's no deadline, there's no certain time frame they have to meet, and this really increased traffic to our farm. What it did for us was allowed us to get these orders ready and just get them out there. We didn't have to be here at certain times on the farm to meet the customers. You know, when you're doing 20 to 30 sales a week, you can't always be here. And even if you are here on the farm or you're at your farm or homestead, you have animals to take care of, you have chores to do. And then once that's done, you're doing projects to try to grow your farm, you're mending fences. There's just so much going on. And we wanted to not let that be a limiting factor for our customers. We wanted them to be able to come regardless if we were available and pick up again at a time that worked for them. So let me show you how our customers would proceed in ordering from us, and then you can maybe use this on your website, whatever platform you're using. Again, this should work on any platform. We use WooCommerce through a WordPress website. Any of the programs that you get for selling meat or vegetables should be able to do this. All right, now let's go through the process of if someone wants to order from us, how would they do that? So first, obviously, we've sent out emails, we've done something on social media to say, hey, go to our website. We have food to sell. So we'll go to Longbottom. There it is there, Longbottom Farm. Sorry, internet's a little slow out here in the country. And this is our website. This is our homepage, Longbottom Farm. Kind of got all your options across the top. We're gonna go to Farm Store here, or we can just scroll down. We have added some video and stuff just to try to make it a little more interactive and entertaining for people when they log on. First thing you see here is the email address. Again, we're trying to get email addresses so that we can keep people involved in our story and let them know what's happening here on the farm. Quick our story, and I don't put the whole thing here. If they want to continue reading, great. I don't want to put a whole wall of text and that's kind of the first thing they see and you're like, yeah, I'm not dealing with this. So keep it simple. And then the farm store, and we've broken ours down into a number of sections. We do some affiliate stuff for Amazon, so we've set that section up. Gift cards, these are our meats here, and essentially someone would go to say grass-fed beef, and we give that a second to load. And this is our grass-fed beef page. Just a quick little blurb about how we do it: grass-fed, no chemicals, regenerative. And then we've got our retail cuts here. And let's just say they wanted to order, we've got ground beef, and then we've got bundle packs, 5 pounds and 10 pounds where they get a discount. Again, and you should be able to set these up on any website, any platform that you're using. So let's just add, we'll say 10 pounds of ground beef to our cart. And we have the option to continue shopping, but let's say we're good. We'll look at our totals. Yep, let's proceed to checkout. And then we've set ours up with WooCommerce where I have a number of options. We've got curbside pickup at the farm, which is what we're talking about. We have home delivery, and there's a $6 charge because they haven't hit the $100 threshold yet. We have a minimum of $50, and this option will present. If their cart was under $50, this option would not be here. This is a drop point we're trying in Charlottesville with a complex. And then we do some coffee shipping as well. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll just do cash or check. That way it doesn't go through. And we will place our order. All right, and there, order received. Kind of tells everybody what's going on. And then we have a printer, which I'm going to go over here. And we've got it set up where when we order, it'll automatically print out on our printer. And that way, it just makes it much easier. We have a receipt to provide to the customer. And it helps us keep track of what orders we have coming in and go, what orders that we have going. Once they've ordered, they'll get this email that says, "Thank you for your order." And hi, Jason, whatever the customer's name is. "We received your order, is now being processed. Please see detailed information below." And we set it up this way. It sends out one automated email, and the one automated email will describe, as you can see here, curbside pickup, home delivery. If you're picking up at the market, it basically tells you what to do under any scenario. So we did curbside pickup. This email means we've received your order and it's being processed. In 24 to 72 hours, you'll receive a notification email titled, "Your order is ready for pickup." So just trying to make it clear to them what to expect. Then after that, you can pick up anytime, 7 days a week between 8 a.m. 8 p.m. And your orders will be waiting in outdoor freezers at the Longbottom Barn. Details with photos will be in your order ready email. So just trying to make it simple for them to know what to expect, and that detailed and instructions and everything will be there, so that it's not a stressful process. You know, you're wondering, "Oh, I've never been to this barn. What do I got to do?" So just trying to put it in here that it's very easy. We'll have pictures, we'll have descriptions and how to do it. And that's essentially it. When we've got the order ready for the customer, we've packed it up, we've put it out in the freezer. And then we'll go back to our email and show you the email that the customer would receive. And then it basically just says your order's ready for pickup. It's got pictures of where the pickup area is, telling people to watch your step, be careful. And then it also shows the freezers and the refrigerators, the meat, the eggs, and then there's also a box if they're paying by cash or check where they can leave the money. And that's essentially it. So that's the email process. Like I said, we've tried to make it simple as we can. I'm sure there's still things we can do to improve, and we're always looking for that. But this is where we're at so far. After doing this for 7 years, this is where we've gotten. So hopefully this will keep you from making some of the mistakes that we did, and give you an idea. And now let's go see, say the customer's picking up, what would their process be when they arrive to the barn. All right, I just want to show you guys a real quick picture of our setup. You can see the barn behind me. We just had a water line put in here, so we've had to cut off half the parking lot. Hopefully that'll be fixed soon. But we have a sign here that says "Watch your step." Yeah, right there. And then basically, this is the parking lot here. You can see behind me, this is where customers enter to our barn. So we've made it easily accessible for them, even though we've got half cut off. And then customers will basically just park and walk into, this is a 24 by 12 covered area of our barn. And you'll see here, back here in the back, we have a freezer and a fridge. And essentially, this is where we will put customers' eggs. We've got a few orders in here now. And then the freezer, where we will put frozen meat orders. And these are basically, these customers have been notified, "Hey, your order's ready, pick up whenever works for you." And in doing that, again, we've made it simple. Customers can pick up 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. We don't have to be here, and it's just been really a lot easier for us to get more product out and to get product to people, and a lot easier for our customers, in that this is a much easier way for them to pick up products versus the old system that we had of putting coolers on the side of the road for a 5-hour window and hoping people can make it there to pick up. Another little thing we did, and this is something I'll just share with you offside, is we made a sign for our eggs here. And essentially what it says, it's probably a bit hard to read here, but did you forget to order eggs? Well, there's some eggs in the bottom of this freezer. There's 2 QR codes for PayPal, Venmo, and it basically just tells them, hey, if you want to grab some eggs, go ahead, pay via here, right here on the spot, or just take some eggs, send us an email saying you got them, and pay online, and good to go. So again, just trying to make it simple for customers. And this is the curbside pickup at Longbottom Farm. So let's get back to more why this process works, and I think it'll help your farm move a lot more product and make it easier for your customers. So let's run down real quick, now that we've seen how the ordering works online, what are the whole benefits to this process? We've talked a lot about it, but just in a bullet point form, here's kind of the too long didn't read version of this. An outdoor freezer and fridge isn't just a cool box. It's a hub of efficiency that's ensuring that our customers have an easy way to pick up, that items are picked up promptly and that everything's fresh and ready to go for the customer. Each order that goes into the fridge is labeled with the customer's name. We just use masking tape and a marker and write the customer's name on the bag. And then they just come to pick up their product, and it's almost like a drive-through. They have to get out, but it's just a short little walk, pick up their product, their labeled bags, and then they're on their way. So when the customers order, they receive an email saying, "We received your order. It should be processed over the next 24 to 48 hours." At which time you'll receive an email that says, "Hey, your order's ready for pickup." At that time, you pick up at your convenience, Sunday through Monday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Again, this makes it easy and clear for the customer that, hey, we got your order. We'll let you know when it's ready and you can come pick it up. We've streamlined our pickup experience to be as convenient as possible for the customer, especially because we know our customers appreciate less hassle in our lives. It's one of the biggest things I see with small farms and homesteads is it's really hard to buy from farms sometimes. It's just a fact. You know, we realized that a few years in that if we could make things easier for our customers, that would help us grow our farm. And that's really the key to all of this, is make it easy for your customers. Go for that Amazon experience for them. Again, we're not shipping in 2 days and this and that, and that's a topic we'll talk about later. But we are making it very easy for local customers to come pick up and create an experience for them that's hassle-free. This is also a contactless system, meaning sometimes we're not here when people pick up. A lot of people actually prefer that. They can order their item, they can pick it up at their convenience, and again, it's no inconvenience for them. They just can come get their order and go. You know, some of the questions we get about this program are, has anyone ever stole anything? No, we've never had anything stolen. We've been doing this now for about a year this way. We've been doing curbside pickup for about 5 years, but the last 4, it was with coolers again. Friday, Saturday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Orders would be put up on the side of the road and people would just pull in, pick up out of their coolers and go. We've been doing it this way for a year, and we've 6 times, I'm sure it's not quadruple, but there's a number for that, a word for that. 6 times the amount of sales we're having now as a result of making it more convenient for our customers. 6 times, it's huge. One of the reasons I wanted to share it with you guys. But we haven't had anybody steal from us. You know, as far as any cons to the program, again, it depends on how rural you are. I guess if you're very, very, dirt road and need a 4-wheeler to get back there, this might not work for you. Again, we're pretty rural. We're not near, we're 35 minutes from the city that we do, Charlottesville, Virginia, that we do our farmers market at. And otherwise, this is a very rural area, Buckingham, Virginia. But again, customers come out. We do have some nice views kind of where the barn is, so that's been a plus for us. But I'm sure you could find things on your farm too. You know, a lot of people just want to see the animals, see how you're doing things. And just having a view of the farm from where they're picking up sometimes is a great experience for the customers. They get to see what goes into what they're getting from you. So, most farms I think could make this work. It does require a little bit of investment, and obviously you got to have electricity. The only other downside we've noticed is we did have some eggs freeze during when the temps got down to 16 and 12. That was a live and learn experience for us. We know that next time temperatures are getting that low, we need to pull everything in, which we should have sort of known anyways, but we just left some eggs out in the freezer just to see how they would do, and we did have some freeze. So if it gets super cold where you're at, that might be a limiting factor for this, unless you have an indoor place, but definitely something to consider for your farm to increase your profits, to get more people to your farm. And don't just use this for, if you decide to implement something like this. Our overarching premise of our farm is really to try to make it easier for customers to buy from us. I've mentioned the Amazon experience, and again, we're not near Amazon, but it's something that we're striving for. It's something that customers expect in this day and age, looking on their phone, clicking, and having it sent to them. We're not there yet, we're working on it. But this is a way to get closer to that. One of the biggest things I see, again, with small farms, homesteads, and selling their product is that it's just really difficult. You might even have a website that doesn't have a thing to buy. It's just like a price list, and you're going to get a few customers, yes, but you got to make it simple for your customers. We use WordPress with WooCommerce. It's a pretty simple system. Actually, it's a little complicated. Let me just backtrack on that. But once you learn it, it's pretty simple. It's all plug and play type stuff, and we just prefer it because I have more customizable options and more things I can do with it than with Shopify, Barn to Door. The other benefit, and we'll get into this later videos, but using WordPress, your store and everything is yours. It's longbottomfarm.com, so that when people search for stuff, that comes up. When you're using some of these other platforms, they actually take you to another website that's not yours. And for that reason, I want people to find me. I want people to Google grass-fed beef near me in Charlottesville, and I want our name to pop up first. And having WordPress allows you to do that. WooCommerce allows everything to be under that longbottomfarm.com name. So just something to think about again when you're choosing platforms. But that's the video. Sorry, kind of got on a little rambling part there, but I just get excited about this stuff. You know, I think if we can learn as small farms and homesteaders to make it easier for our customers, we can thrive, and we will see more small farms and homesteaders popping up to provide people with healthy, nutritious, clean food that they can't get elsewhere. So you know what to do here. Comment, like, subscribe. If there's something you want to see, let us know. Again, we have 2 more videos coming up. The next video after this will be our local delivery and how we've implemented that. We're making that work for our farm. And then the third one in the series will be the farmer's market. And there are some really cool internet things we're going to share with you to help increase traffic to your farmer's market booth. All right, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. All right, bye.